Unity Point Health Trinity in Bettendorf plans to expand their Birthplace unit. We'll tell you why 2015 was a record-breaking year for the hospital up next. Plus, the White House is laying out plans for tougher gun control, with President Obama set to address Congress later today.
WHBF is local for you. This is Local 4 News this morning.
Good morning. I'm Scarlett. Thanks for watching Local 4 News this morning. You can catch Chris on later this evening. Unity Point Health Trinity in Bettendorf will begin a multi-million-dollar construction project for their Birthplace unit. Hospital officials will discuss the expansion plans during a meeting this morning. Local 4's Alice Kang joins us now from the newsroom. Alice, why is the hospital planning on expanding the unit?
Well, good morning, Emily. 2015 was a record-breaking year for the Birthplace unit at Unity Point Health Trinity in Bettendorf. Last year, the hospital delivered more than 900 babies in our area. That's why they're deciding to expand the overall Birthplace unit to nearly 23,000 total square feet. Now, the Birthplace unit at the hospital opened back in February 2004, and since then, the number of patients has grown significantly. Hospital officials say this $5.5 million project will help keep up with the growing population predicted for our area. This morning at 11, officials will gather at the hospital to discuss expansion more in detail. Stick with Local 4 News as we bring you more information on the multi-million-dollar project. Alice Kang, Local 4 News this morning.
Thank you, Alice. A woman from Cambridge, Illinois now faces charges after a rollover accident injures 3 kids. Police say 29-year-old Crystal Gilbert was going through the interchange from I-80 to Highway 6 around 9 yesterday morning. She lost control, left the ramp, and rolled her minivan. 3 children inside the car at the time were hospitalized, including one that had to be airlifted. Charges against Gilbert include driving with a suspended license and not properly securing the children. Another accident, this one involving a car driving right through a convenience store in Davenport. It happened around 1:30 yesterday afternoon on Brady Street near 31st Street. No one inside was hurt. It's unclear when the store will open again.
Actually, a customer just walked in because she needed her phone fixed. So luckily I took her around the corner where I was sitting at, so she wasn't in the way, or otherwise, I don't know, he might have hit her,
Police have yet to say what caused the driver to lose control. Iowa's Secretary of State is making voter registration a bit easier ahead of the Iowa caucuses. The office has launched a new website that lets you register online. The process is similar to same-day voter registration that's available at the polls on Election Day. All you need is a driver's license or a state ID card and internet access.
This is a great resource. We're stepping up to well over 93% of the eligible voters in Iowa having direct access to online voter registration and updating. So it's going to be a great tool.
Now, some groups say the system excludes roughly 145,000 eligible voters who don't have state-issued IDs. You can find more information about the new online voter registration process on our website, ourquadcities.com. And we're now just 4 weeks away from the Iowa caucuses, but do Iowans care enough to show up for the vote? Des Moines residents say they're knowledgeable about the race, but aren't necessarily interested enough to make caucus night a top priority. In fact, many eligible voters say they will not be at their precincts next month.
My parents go, but I don't plan to go. No, not while I'm at school at least.
Kind of wait until the candidates dwindle down just so I can see the top ones from each party and kind of compare back and forth on that.
The Iowa caucuses are February 1st, just 4 weeks away. Hillary Clinton makes a stop at the Mississippi Valley Fairgrounds, hoping to solidify her lead in Iowa as the caucuses inch closer. She didn't waste much time getting to the important issues to her campaign during her stop yesterday. She pledged to raise the minimum wage, make college more affordable, tighten background checks for those buying guns, and decrease prescription drug prices, as well as out-of-pocket medical costs. She also laid out her plan to take down ISIS. Clinton continues her Iowa tour today in Sioux City. And more candidates are headed to the Quad Cities this week. Republican candidate Ben Carson will be in Bettendorf on Thursday. He'll host a town hall meeting at Precision Signs at 6:30. Doors open at 5. The event is free and open to the public. No RSVP needed. Then Friday, Rand Paul is coming to Davenport. He's celebrating his 53rd birthday at the River Music Experience at 8 that night. It's part of his 2-day swing through the state that includes stops in Council Bluffs and North Liberty. Frank Klipsch gets through his first day on the job as the newly elected mayor of Davenport. Klipsch won back in November, beating out incumbent Bill Gluba. Yesterday, he attended meetings on day one in office. Tomorrow, he'll be sworn in along with new aldermen at the Committee of the Whole meeting. The White House is spelling out what President Obama's executive actions on guns will include. Officials say there will be expanded background checks, and this includes private sales, but not all of them. It also includes more sales at gun shows and on the internet. The government will provide more money for mental health treatment and for research into so-called smart gun technology. And states will be encouraged to report people who should not have access to weapons. President Obama's executive action is set to be officially announced today. Several Republican lawmakers and GOP presidential candidates have already been blasting his initiative. Well, now's the time to apply for financial aid if you plan to be in college next fall. The new year kicked off the application process for financial help. The forms are used to determine how much students are eligible for regarding federal grants, loans, and work-study programs. And remember, submitting an application is free, so never trust websites that require a fee. Well, the plan to make school lunches healthier is working. A new study looked over 7,000 middle and high schoolers in Washington state before and after new meal standards went into effect in 2012. The rules cap calories per meal and require at least one serving of fruits or vegetables. Researchers found that students are now getting more vitamins and minerals in their meals, and that school meal participation did not change once the new rules went into effect. But this news may wipe out your New Year's resolution. Pizza Hut and Papa John's are starting out the new year with new low-priced offers. Pizza Hut is offering customers the chance to buy a medium pizza with one topping for $5, as long as they buy at least one other item also for $5. Papa John's is offering customers who buy a large pizza at regular price the chance to buy a second for only 50 cents. So I don't know about you, but it's making it tough for me. A lot of folks want to eat healthier to start out the new year, but you hear deals like that, it's hard to pass up.
Yeah, you know, if you're already paying for that large pizza, 50 cents more for another, you know, pizza lasts a few days, so just eat it in moderation and you don't have to cook for 4 days.
Yeah, that's another reason why it's one of my favorites. How are things outside this morning, Anthony?
Things are rather cold, so you'll definitely want to drink your hot cocoa before you go out, or your coffee this morning, because temperatures this morning are starting out in the teens across the area under clear skies, which means we'll see sunshine as we go through the day. 18 in Moline right now, same temperature in Davenport, but winds of 12 miles per hour, giving us a bit of a wind chill this morning. We did have some patchy fog off to the northwest, but our teens will quickly be warming through the 30s today, hit the mid-30s, and by evening start to fall back into the upper 20s. But tomorrow morning, temperatures will not be as cold as what we're experiencing this morning. So tomorrow morning, that warming will continue. And then tomorrow, temperatures approaching the 40-degree mark in the afternoon, and then fall back tomorrow night, enough to give us possibly a wintry mix. So by the time you join us Thursday morning, there could be some additional new slick spots across the area.
All right, thanks for that, Anthony. Well, let's see how Jay does playing golf in the winter and what the Bears have to say after a rough season. Your morning sports are right after the break.
The time now is 6:40. You're watching Local 4 News this morning.
WHBF is local for you with Chris Langlois, Emily Scarlett, and meteorologist Anthony Peoples. This is Local 4 News this morning in high definition.